Hey Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. Thanks for joining me. Also welcome cross watchers. So this will be a general Sarah daily love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for September 2025. These are general and collective messages, you know, take it how it resonates. Please like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification. Okay, so what are the love messages for Sagittarius for September 2025? Whoa, whoa, that was quick. Seven of Pentacles. Sorry, Seven of Cups. That one just jumped out. Whoa. Okay. Three of Cups. Page of Wands. Six of Swords. Three of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely a third party situation going on here, Sagittarius. Okay. There's a third party situation here because you've got two threes. Okay. Someone here is definitely thinking about you heavily. Probably a bit of illusion going on, you know, they can't figure out what they want, they're all over the place. But there's definitely someone leaving a third party situation because they're not happy. There's codependencies going on and there's alcohol codependencies here as well. They could finally be figuring out what they want. So you are dealing with a Cancer, Pisces or a Scorpio. Okay, we've got fellow fire sign energy here. Got Sagittarius. Could be you as well, you know, wishing that you could communicate to them or wishing that they would communicate to you. Then you've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So, yeah, I feel somebody here wants to communicate something to you, more so on their side. This could be you, Sag, you know, wanting to communicate to them. You're thinking, ooh, is it worth it? You know, should I contact them or should I walk away? Yeah. Because you're tired of this third party situation, you know, it's getting in the way of the union, the connection between you and your person. Oh, what was that? So, you know, I strongly feel that somebody here wants to communicate with you, but there's a third party interference. Yeah. And it looks like someone's going to be walking away from a third party, or they need to walk away. Yeah. There's a lot of illusion going on, you know, they're kind of, they need to make up their mind, they need to make a decision, they need to figure out what's most important to them. You know, with this Seven of Cups, definitely someone here that is very heavy with the alcohol. Okay. But someone here is very sort of I can't get my words out, in two minds. Should I communicate? You know, should I not? Should I walk away? You know, someone here, they need to make a decision. I feel that there's communication problems here because I can't get my words out just then. I got a bit tongue-tied. Could be the third party as well. They're quite heavy with the alcohol, bit of a party person, you know, boozy person. It looks quite toxic because the Six of Swords is about walking away from things that aren't good for you. There's too much baggage, you know, it's too much, it's toxic. You need to walk away because you're seeking something calmer, something better. Yeah, calmer waters, calmer shores. Yeah. Definitely someone here that they're thinking about you heavily, or it could be you thinking about them heavily. Yeah, it's like you want to communicate but you're hesitant, you don't know whether you should walk away. But with the other person, I feel that they need to figure out what they want. There's a lot of illusion going on, they can't see reality at the moment. I'm picking up strong dependency to alcohol here. Yeah, but someone here is definitely walking away from a third party situation, okay? Because they're not happy. Someone here is quite drunk in love as well. It kind of affects their judgment, you know. Can you tell me more about this Three of Cups and this Three of Swords? Tell me more about this Three of Cups and Three of Swords. Yeah. 5 of Wands. Yeah. So I believe that you are involved with a fellow fire sign, or whoever you're dealing with is involved with a fire sign or a water sign that is quite negative and toxic, big on alcohol, bit of a boozy party animal. Okay. There could be fights going on, rows going on. You know, you can't seem to, they don't seem to want to meet you halfway, if you know what I mean. You don't know whether you should walk away. They're trying to get away from a third party. I believe that there's rows and fights going on. Look. Plus minus 5 of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of conflict going on here. Disagreements, conflicts. I'm not sure that you want to stick around here, Sag. I feel that you're going to walk away because you're tired of this third party situation. If they don't walk away from this third party, I feel that you're just going to feel, you know, you've had enough, because this has caused you some sort of emotional turmoil, heartbreak. It's caused you a lot of sorrow, you know. I believe someone here suffered a broken heart. This person, they look quite, if it's not your person that you're dealing with, it's the person that they're involved with, such as this third party situation. They look very selfish, you know, like I said, there's someone here who's very big on alcohol, very, you know, boozy party person. They like to go out, party, you know. This person that you're dealing with needs to figure out what they want, you know. There's so much illusion going on here. Yeah, they can't seem to get a hold on reality because, as I said, if it's not the person that you're dealing with, it could be who they're involved with that has alcohol dependencies. But the person that you're dealing with, I would say they need to make a decision. They need to figure out what's most important to them. Okay? There's a third party in the way that they're trying to get away from, and they don't know how. Or it's you. You don't know. Look, you're hesitant. Should I walk away? Is it worth it? Something here is clouding their judgment. It could be all the alcohol that they're reliant on, you know. They can't see straight at the moment. They're not able to make a decision. Yeah? Wow. And I just said this as well. I just said that, didn't I, guys? See? Major Arcana of the Moon. See? Cancer, Pisces energy. See? There's subconscious fears going on. There's illusion. You know? There's hidden truths here. Somebody wants to reach out, but they don't know how. You know? Also, this is about someone here who's over-emotional. Indecisiveness, confusion, fears. Yeah? Someone is afraid to reach out to someone, you know? Someone... Someone is afraid. It could be they're afraid of the third party, you know. Oh dear. It's quite a complex situation here. And I just pulled the High Priestess here as well. Yeah. So this could be you, Sagittarius. You know, you're very spiritual. This represents divine feminine energy, femininity. Someone who is very spiritual, knowledgeable. You know, she's very highly intuitive. There's cycles and phases going on here. because you've got the High Priestess and the Moon, okay? Also, this represents a female competitor, which makes sense because of the third party situation. So either you're going to be finding out something, or the person that you're dealing with is going to find out something, some sort of revelation about this third party. She could be cheating, he or she, you know, they could be cheating, they've got multiple lovers around them, you know, and this is going to come to light. Look, there's a lot of secrets here, you know, so there's hidden truths, look, that's going to be revealed. Yeah. They're really in their subconscious mind. Could be you, you know, because this situation is making you feel, you know, like I said, it's giving you a dilemma, an emotional dilemma, you know, emotional turmoil, and you've had enough of, you know, this third party causing a wedge between you. Yeah, you just don't know whether you should walk away or whether you should give it a chance, you know. I just feel that, whoops, I feel you both want to talk to each other, but you're both hesitant because, you know, all this is going on. There's too much in the way. Yeah. Oops. What was that? Someone here can't see straight. Yeah. They can't see straight. Something here that is hidden and it's going to come to light. Yeah. Some sort of revelation. Oops. Okay. But I do feel eventually they will leave the third party. Yeah. And talk to you. Yeah. This person is full of fear, full of subconscious fear, full of doubt and full of ego, and that's what gets the better of them, plus with the alcohol as well, that's clouding their judgment. Yeah. But I do believe one way or another they will leave this third party situation because it's not good for them. Yeah. Now I've just pulled the Five of Cups. Yeah, see, I told you. Look, they're full of doubt, they're full of regret. You know, there's genuine remorse here. They feel sad, they feel like they've lost you, or this could be how you feel as well, Sagittarius. Yeah, strong alcohol dependency here, because there's the Five of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, someone feels, you know, they're kind of just drowning in sorrow and guilt at the moment. There's genuine remorse here. Look, genuine regret. It's a sorrow, you know, that not one person can sort of bear on their own, sort of thing. And oh, it could be you as well. You know, you feel sad. You just wish that, oh, that they didn't go into a third party, and you know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see? So we've got Judgment, Cancerian energy, see? Someone here feels that they poorly judged a situation, you know, they misjudged a situation. This is what's affecting their judgment, all this alcohol dependency, yeah? Someone here needs to have a wake-up call, you know, they need to have a reality check. Maybe they need to go through a transition stage, you know? They're very hidden, they're very closed off at the moment. But there's definitely something some sort of revelation, you know, some sort of secret that's going to come out here. Probably about the third party, you know. They judged the situation, you know, poorly, and now they regret it. Yeah. Someone here is going to speak their truth about something. It could be you or them. Okay. They're going to set boundaries, you know, here, you know, they're going to speak their truth. They're going to find their voice. Yeah. I just feel that I'm strongly getting that you've had enough here, Sagittarius, of this third party situation, this female competitor, outside influences here. And, you know, like I said, you're in sort of two minds. You just think, you know, oh, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm making a judgment call here. I'm going to walk away. Because look, it's too much. Yeah? You might want to focus on yourself, your work. You know, you like to be a free spirit, potential work opportunities, you know, you just, you're quite career focused, aren't you, Sagittarius, you know, very career orientated, you know, focus on your finances, yourself. There's too many secrets here, but there's definitely, with this High Priestess and this Moon and the Judgment, something here, some sort of revelation is going to come to light here. Someone here is going to make an announcement, okay? Making a judgment call. Yeah? And, you know, in this person's eyes, this Five of Cups, they feel that it's too late. Yeah? That they've already lost you. Yeah? That's how they feel. But there's definitely a revelation here. Look, like I said, someone is going to make an announcement. They're going to make that judgment call. Judgment Day is coming. Yeah? They're going to speak their truth. They're going to voice it, how they feel. Set boundaries. Yeah? Maybe somebody here felt that they didn't have a voice, like they weren't acknowledged. Yeah? There's a lot of influences, outside influences here, and secrets that are going to come to light. I can strongly feel the energy of that Judgment card. Yep. Okay, so this kind of just flew out. So you've got the Four of Swords. Yeah? So I do believe that you or your person, somebody here is praying for something better here. Four of Swords. I don't feel that this situation is going anywhere other than you walking away here, Sag. Four of Swords is someone that's tired, they want to have a rest, they need to recover. Look. Your person even, if they're walking away from a third party, they need a rest, gather their bearings, get their head together. Yeah? This could be you. I feel that you're praying for something better because you've had enough. Yeah? You're going to make that judgment call. Yeah? You could be finding out something as well that's going to cause you even more heartbreak and more emotional turmoil. There's definitely something here, a revelation that's going to come to light here. I can just feel it. That Moon card and that Judgment card is really talking to me. I don't feel that it's going anywhere. It's like a stalemate. It's a standstill, this situation. There's just too much drama, dependencies, third party influences, female competitors, too many secrets. I feel that you've just had enough. You're going to walk away. You're saying a prayer. You're tapping into your guides, your inner being. You know, you're asking the divine, you're asking the angels, you're asking the universe, something better please. You're praying for a miracle here, look, for a way out because you've had enough. someone here is definitely walking away. They're seeking harbour, they're seeking calmer waters, and they're seeking something better. Yeah, you are a Sagittarius. You're born under the sign of the Archer, so you know you're protected. You're really going to go deep into your subconscious mind and tap into your intuition, okay? And it looks like you are very spiritual here. All the answers, all the guidance, everything you need, it's all from within, okay? So there'll be a judgment call that's going to be good for you and, you know, for everyone here, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Sag. I hope it resonated. I hope it helps. Okay, let me know in the comment section. If you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe to my channel, you know. And yeah, and I'll see you again soon, Sag, for some more readings. Alright, Sagittarius,